Okay, how to start this video? Well, the whole point of this video is to try to explain what's going on inside of me at this current time, opposed to previous years, and to kind of force myself to make videos and talk about things that are important to me before the inspiration runs out. So let's get right into it. And I'll try to make this as coherent as possible. I have turned 25 in October, and some sort of change is happening inside of me. Something like a caterpillar to a butterfly situation, a metamorphosis, if you will. Let's start from when I was 24 till now. Back then, a year ago, I definitely did not feel any drive or inspiration to do pretty much anything. I know I wanted to play music, and if that took me anywhere, awesome. But around here, it just is really hard. And in America, it's tough to do anything like that because it's so oversaturated with bands and music and just everybody trying to make it. Well, like I said, back then I wasn't too driven to do much. But there wasn't a sense of urgency. But also, I wasn't really living on my own, doing much for myself, for my life, to move forward into the future with my life. But now, it's total polar opposite. Something inside me is telling me, you need to get your shit together and be successful. Do what you want to do, be successful. Except, what I want to do is a little bit different from what I wanted to do back then. What I want to do now is, well, obviously this is one of them, and just make music that I want to make by myself. And maybe collab with people in the future, who knows, but right now, every time I've been doing music with other people and other bands, it's never been exactly what I've wanted, and I know compromising is a great trait, a good characteristic to have in a band. It's a good thing to have in any musical situation. But it was never exactly how I wanted it to be. So I was never fully into it. Sure, I would write parts that complemented the other musicians' skill sets and whatnot, and I wrote to the best of my ability, but it wasn't exactly that. And that brings me to the next thing, is why I want to just do it by myself, because it's always been a hassle to work with other people in a group setting. And I've always had to kind of compromise on things that I thought definitely shouldn't have happened, or should have been different. So I just want to do my own thing. And then, I don't know, I started watching videos of people doing vlogs and stuff, and just, it kind of spoke to me in a way, because it's very artistic, and the ones that I've watched do it in a very different way, a very stylistic kind of way that shows their own skills and their own kind of mindset, and I want to do that. That brings me to another kind of point, is being inspired. For me, I don't know if it's with other people, but for me at least, myself being inspired, it usually happens during the nighttime when my mind is most active, and in the shower. When I'm in the shower, I could come up with 50,000 ideas, boom, easy. But staying inspired, and staying with that idea is tough for me, which is why I need to force myself to do this. That's why I'm forcing myself to make this right now. I'm just speaking from the heart. Now it's getting dry. My inspiration comes from a lot of different things. It could be anything. I could look out the window and just something I see would inspire me. But to stay inspired, for me, it doesn't last long. I would say, in minutes, I would say 3 to 5 minutes to be inspired and make something. I would have to act on it right then and there, or else I would overthink it, and it just wouldn't be as authentic as it was if I did it right on the spot at the time of being inspired. And that's why doing things, working jobs and whatever, it's tough for me. It's a whole mental thing, and I know people say, oh, it's all in your mind, you could just do it. That's what I'm trying to do, man. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be self-sufficient. I'm trying to do what I want to do, but also kind of mold myself into something that is also what other people want. And maybe that's what's messing with me, and maybe that's what has been messing with me my whole life. I don't know. But now that I'm on my own, I feel a sense of urgency and just kind of like a revitalization, a metamorphosis. And every place I've worked at, it's been pretty decent. The current place I'm working at right now to pay the bills, I like it. But people kind of found that I'm a little weird. I'm odd. So, you know, maybe they won't like me. I don't know. I know I shouldn't care about what other people think, but sometimes I do. You know, I can't always just be a stone. You know, even stones can erode away after a while when the waves are crashing into them, which kind of bums me out a little bit. But I like my job, and I'm a pizza delivery boy, and I make more money than I've made at any other job, but I make less hourly than any other job, which is odd and cool at the same time. Let's get back to the point. The point is, I'm changing. My body's changing, not in like a physical way, but the way I think, the way I'm thinking, the way I'm feeling. And I know I'm a quarter-century old, and I feel like my life is about a fourth over. Something is driving me away from this area, from even this country. For some reason, Europe seems to speak to me a little more at this point in time, and maybe I should act on that. Maybe I should move over to England or something. I just need to do what I want to do, make a living doing it, and live in places that will keep me inspired, help me to grow, and gain knowledge from the experiences that I have, instead of staying in this spot that I've stayed in for 25 fucking years. I need to get out of this whole freaking nation. Sure, America's cool, and there's a lot of beauty in it, but it's just not really for me anymore. That's all I have. Hopefully that was knowledgeable and coherent in any way possible. I know it's probably just a bunch of rambling from a friggin' idiot, but, you know, I did it. And that's the first step. You just gotta do it, and do it until it works. Just like the light bulb. See you later.